What's up, YouTube? And here we are playing Battlefield 6, the new beta. And listen, man, if you want to start moving around like this and hitting these crazy shots like this and like this and like this and like this, man, you gotta check out the settings video. So stay tuned, man. We're about to get into it right now. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do when we go into settings is for people who are on PC, we're gonna go ahead and go to the graphics settings. Now, the first thing that they have is this performance preset where you can put it on custom, you can put it on performance or balanced. I put mine on performance, and I'm keeping my graphics quality on preset low right now, mainly because I do run a 3060, so my graphics card isn't the best graphics card that you can get. It's not a 4090 or anything like that. It's your average standard graphics card for a casual gamer. As you can see, my 3060 does have 12 gigs of video RAM, but in spite of that, I keep the settings on low. This just makes it so that I get max FPS, and it also makes it so that when I'm on the big map modes, the large scale modes, that I'm not getting frame drops or any lag while I'm playing. So I'm keeping my presets on low. You can go ahead and if you want to customize just for max FPS, but you want to make sure that, hey, you know what I mean, you are getting the hands down best image quality that you can get. I would go low here, high, and then I would have everything low other than this texture filtering and the volumetric quality. Everything else, you can basically move to low. Shadow filtering, I'd leave it the same, but everything else you can move to low. Screen space, you can turn that off. Post-process quality, I would also leave this on high if you want a better image. And this right here is still gonna give you low graphics settings, but with slightly better graphics than if you just went with the low preset. I'm just gonna stick with the low preset, and as you can see, now that I did that, it did ask me to restart the game just to make sure everything takes effect. There's that message again, so that's okay for now. Sharpness, I'm gonna leave the same. Brightness, turn this up if your monitor is dark, but for the most part I haven't had any visibility issues. In fact, everything on this game is very, very clear, so that's a really good thing. Going into the advanced settings, frame rate limiter, this is like VSync, so you do want to keep this off. If you have it on, it'll limit your FPS. Dynamic resolution scale, this automatically lowers your resolution scale to create FPS, so I don't generally use it because it's going to affect the way the game looks on your screen. The reflex low latency, always on enable plus boost, that's going to give you the best responsiveness on the game. And the anti-aliasing, I actually keep this on DLAA. I was trying out TAA for a bit last night, and I will tell you, the DLAA, especially for the NVIDIA video cards, it's so clear, it's so crisp, the game looks absolutely amazing. These other two are for better video cards, so if you have a 80 series or higher, then you would use one of these two. If you have a 70 series or lower, I would recommend DLAA for the anti-aliasing, okay? Frame generation, AMD FSR frame generation. When you have this on in a game like Call of Duty, it does help, and it gives you more FPS with a smoother image. In this game, unfortunately, it does the opposite. Yes, you get more frames, but you get a very choppy image. You'll feel skipping from time to time, so I turn this off. As soon as I turn this off, the game started running really smoothly. So I recommend to keep this off. And then future frame rendering, this is AI FPS. It's another one of these ways to create FPS with a lower end GPU. I would keep this off as well. And then your performance overlay, this is just going to actually show your FPS on the top right corner. So Call of Duty, it's top left corner along the top line. In this game, it's the top right corner. As you can see, it's in a list, and it's separating your FPS from what your CPU is generating and what your GPU is generating, and gives you a total at the bottom. So that's how you can see, your FPS in game if you really want to. So backing out of the advanced settings, field of view. This is going to make it so you have low recoil on your guns, you're hitting your shots. We're going to move that all the way up to 120. Your weapon field of view, you want this to be wide. That way the gun will look a little bit smaller when you're using it. World motion blur and weapon motion blur, you're going to want to reduce these all the way to 0. And your camera shake amount, you want to move this down to 20. This is going to make it so that when a big explosion happens or something crazy happens in game, your screen doesn't go absolutely crazy and basically just shake too much to the point where you can't see anything. This chromatic aberration and vignette, I haven't turned these off. These came by default as is, so I kind of just left them the way they are. The one thing I did turn off though was film grain, to remove that little graininess that you see. And there you go. So that is the graphics settings. Now moving on to the most important, which is the controller settings. When you get to controller settings, you have 6 settings. So soldier, vehicles, aircraft, gunner, transports, and helicopter. Now, considering it's the beta, we've only been really using infantry or soldier. So I'm actually going to go back to soldier, and to get into the settings for the infantry or the soldier controller settings, you're going to press Y or triangle if you're on PlayStation or using a PlayStation controller. And in here, for the most part, everything is the same. The first set is just changing your keybinds and stuff like that. Once you get to the bottom, you're going to have this joystick setting and you're going to have controller tuning. So the first thing you want to do is actually go into the joystick setting. And as you can see here, you have control schemes and then you have joystick dead zone. So I've actually made this 1 axial dead zone 1 and max input threshold 90. As soon as I made this change, everything started feeling smoother as far as turning, aiming my gun, and all of that good stuff, being able to like snap on someone and just aim and shoot them quickly. So definitely recommend changing that setting. And then we're going to go back to controller. As you can see, when you back out of the settings, it has a glitch and it doesn't put you back where you left off. So hopefully EA does fix that soon. So going into the controller setting, I do have vibration on. This just helps to keep my hands awake. So having the controller vibrate kind of keeps me alert and attentive to what's going on. My left stick dead zone, center dead zone 0, axial is left at 15, and the max input threshold is 70. This is making so that when I push my left stick, I don't have to push it all the way to get the full movement forward or sideways. My right stick is 0 center dead zone, axial 15, and the max input just left it the same at 100. Oops, my bad. Backed out of there by accident. All right. And then we have your controller dead zones, which these were where they were at default. This gyro stuff, I haven't touched it, so this is just default. And the flick stuff, so they have flick sensitivity. And there's a flick look function, which I'm still learning, so all of this has been set to the default as well. None of this is has been changed. And the last settings are going to be your gameplay settings. So the game actually made this very difficult. Your controller sensitivity is not in controller settings. Your controller sensitivity is actually here in the gameplay settings. The only thing they have in the controller settings is your dead zone. So here is the sensitivity. I'm playing on 50. And for mouse and keyboard, when I'm fucking around on that, I am playing on 40. But I would probably lower this down closer to 30, to be honest. But I'm not a big mouse and keyboard player. I just play controller, and on 50 it's really good. I can swing around, but it's also not too high sense where I'm missing my shots. One very important setting for your movement, and I've been looking through their settings, and I don't think I was able to find an auto sprint or anything like that. But basically, you can set up double tap forward sprint. This is their version of auto sprint, where you have to double tap your left stick to start sprinting, but then you don't have to hold it. When you turn this off, it's a single tap and you still don't have to hold it. So having this on like this, even the auto sprint, it's not really auto sprint. You're not just moving forward and sprinting. You still have to push in the left stick. So turning this off actually made movement a lot easier, a lot better. It's just one push in on the stick to go into the full sprint moving forward. So that's what I recommend as far as making sure you have the right movement there. And then everything else is on default. Nothing was changed. Vehicle settings not changed, and the aim assist settings have not been changed as well. So that is all the settings for the game. And just to kind of give you a little example of what these settings do, as you can see, you know, really low recoil, shooting at the wall. As you can see, like, the gun has some kick on it. You know, it does move up a bit. This is a pretty low recoil gun. And then when I'm shooting at the targets, controlling it with my finger, as you can see, it's really low. We can actually go show you a different gun as well. This is show you guys that the settings are real. You know, they are some really good settings. This should help you guys perform better in the game. And as you can see, you know, it's really good. Obviously, you see this gun has a lot more kick. But with the controller settings and the 120 FOV, we're able to shoot it pretty straight. And yeah, if you found this settings video helpful, please leave a like, comment below. Let me know if you would like a console settings video for Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, because I am able to test the game on there for you guys. And just let me know in the comments if you would like a video like that. Other than that, I do thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys, and until the next one, Uncle Stacks Neil GBN is out, and I will see you guys on the flip side. All right, take it easy.